Oh, I'm so full. I'm full. So I'm just checking in because I am getting ready for my trip. I'm flying out to Peru on Sunday, and I'm pretty excited, nervous. Um, I'm just feeling very introspective right now. I'm thinking about, I don't know, I'm very centered. Um, I can't wait to meet Pachamama in this form. I've met her in other forms. So I'm just really excited to see her, to meet her. I feel overwhelmed with emotion. The craziest thing ever. Um, I started my period 2 days ago, and I'm like, oh my God, I hope this is done, or at least super light by the time I get over there. I hate dieting, the dieta, because you have to like kind of like ease into bland food. And I'm a person who loves spicy food. Like I put crushed red pepper in all my stuff because it tastes good. The very low salt. Um, Not a lot of like flavor profiles going on. So I made this Korean soup that I love. Samgaitan. I may not be pronouncing it right, but it's so good. And typically you put in a fresh ginger root, not ginger, excuse me, you put in a fresh ginseng root. And I omitted that because ginseng is one of the things that I can't be eating during the dieta process. So I put in I put in some ginger inside the chicken, and I kind of like just tweaked it. I stuffed the chicken with garlic, um jujubes. I only put two jujubes in there. Instead of a cornichon, I used a small organic chicken. I got a 2-pack from Costco, and I stuffed it with garlic, fresh garlic, rice. I put the jujubes, um, ginger, and inside I seasoned it with onion powder, garlic powder, a little pepper, oregano, and that's it. I chopped up a whole onion and I put chunks into the soup, big pieces of that, into the broth part. And then I chopped up some chives, or scallions, rather. And I put the scallions into the big part. And I also garnished the fresh soup with scallions, fresh scallions. But anyways, I put all of that into the pots and I added a couple goji berries, literally like 8 goji berries, just so that it's not getting into like the medicinal, you know, Chinese medicine and tincture vibes. Um, just so it could be like strictly culinary based and not medicinal TCM based. Because I don't want it to interfere or interact with the medicine when I get to that point. And I made a bone broth out of it. With that, I put a whole chicken in there, so the whole thing, the whole bird, stuffed, and then I garnished the water that surrounds the bird in the pot with a little bit of light seasoning. I didn't add any salts. I figured I would add per bowl little salt. And inside the bowl, I put my portion in there and I added very light roasted sesame oil and black roasted sesame seeds. Very light little addition of that with some salt. Very light on the salt too, so it barely tastes salty. In the broth, I also added some oyster mushrooms. Um, So the goal is to get a little antioxidant going in there because I've also been sick. I got sick literally like over a week ago. And I got the last little dwindlings of whatever is being purged from my system. In addition to that, I had in the soup broth area while it was cooking, I also put some fresh turmeric in there. So like about like the size of your finger, maybe that size of turmeric. And I put that in the broth. I cut it into little pieces. The goal is to get a little healing going on. But anyways, so I've been eating that since yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, it's not amazing, but it's not horrible. It tastes good. It's just lacking flavor. It's very basic, very bland. Um, but it's filling and it's satisfying. So just a little bit of that sesame oil garnished with the fresh scallions and the black sesame seeds. Amazing. So good. So it's not delicious, but it's not horrible. Anyways, I leave Sunday. I'm going to be on a journey trying to make it there. I am nervous. This will be my second time trying ayahuasca. But this time will be a completely authentic experience. Last time I did ayahuasca, I was in somebody's basement. No, it wasn't a basement. It was like a yoga studio in Brooklyn. And it was an overnight ceremony. And it's with a group that, hosts these kind of ceremonies. So there wasn't anything crazy. But I did not take that experience seriously, as seriously as I should. Like, this is something I've been wanting to do. I feel that because my journey was not in its homeland, that I didn't respect the process of it. And so therefore, I didn't get what I should have gotten from it. I didn't follow a dieta. At that time, I was still smoking. Weed heavily. There was just so much. Like I ate tacos from my favorite Mexican taco truck that day. And so I didn't have like the willpower to really, I wasn't in the game and I didn't respect it. Now fast forward, life has changed so much. I feel like that was like 7 years ago. It may have been that I tried ayahuasca. Maybe 7, maybe 8 years. About 7 or 8 years ago. Anyways, now I'm going to Peru. I'm gonna be in the sacred land. I'm gonna be near Machu Picchu. It's hitting differently. I'm super excited, and it's not just ayahuasca that I'm gonna be doing. I'm also gonna be doing San Pedro. So I'm doing 3 ayahuasca ceremonies. I'm doing other ceremonies, some plant medicine ceremonies, some coca leaf ceremonies, and other types of things while I'm there to integrate and prepare and, transition through this whole experience. And then I'm also going to be doing two mescaline San Pedro ceremonies. So I'm going to be ending with grandfather San Pedro. I'm going to be starting with grandmother ayahuasca. It's going to be very heavy on the ayahuasca side, but the San Pedro side is going to be very light, and it's going to enable me to kind of just balance the divine masculine and divine feminine energies together. So I'm really, really, I've done mescaline before, not in a San Pedro or peyote context. I believe it was, um, it had to have been synthetic how I did it, because it was, it was crystallized in a pill when I got my hands on it. I was 15 years old. It was the most, that was my first psychedelic experience, and it was the most amazing. Oh my God, it was so amazing. And I tripped that night on that one pill. I think I had two pills. It was 18 hours. I was tripping for 18 hours. I got my belly pierced, everything. Somebody pierced it. It was, it was, let me not kill myself. The worst part of this whole dieta, I want to say, is that I can't have any coffee. And coffee is like my favorite thing in the world. It's my vice. But I wanted to say that, going back to when I did ayahuasca for the first time 7 years ago, I was in a completely different mental state. I mean, my willpower and just my determination and my maturity was different. So now, I'm just a couple months off of being crowned Yamaya. I'm a couple months off of my yaboraje. And, coming out of my yaboraje, I went straight to Egypt and I went on a pilgrimage. So this is the next leg of my pilgrimage. That was October, and here we are at the end of January. Today's the 29th, and I fly out on the 1st. So my ceremony will be beginning on the 3rd. It starts on the 2nd, where I will be doing a internal volcanic water Himalayan salt cleanse to start clearing myself out in anticipation of sitting with the medicine. And this retreat is amazing. There's gonna be limited Wi-Fi access, so it's really just gonna be me with the lands, and I'm not gonna be focused on doing homework like I was in Egypt. I'm not gonna be staying up till whatever hours of the night to log into class. Most of my classes are in person this semester anyways. So one thing that I remember when I did ayahuasca the first time, it didn't taste very good. I know, like, in Caribbean culture, West Indian culture, like, one thing we know is that bitter herbs are the healing herbs. Like, when you need to heal, when you need to cleanse yourself and all that stuff, we go to the bitters. Ayahuasca is so bitter. And I love bitter. This is coming from someone who sips espresso coffee with no sugar, black, no milk. I sip that. I drink black coffee every day, and I put 1 to 2 shots of espresso on my coffee, or I'll drink a straight espresso. I love strong, bitter coffee. I love cream, and I'll treat myself with it. And I do the black coffee because I do intermittent fasting. And so I've kind of, attuned myself to not having sugary foods and drinks. So I don't do sugar. And when I want to treat myself, I'll put a splash of half and half, or half and half, mainly heavy cream, but half and half if I don't have heavy cream. I'll do that as a treat. But when I say bitter, I love bitter. But ayahuasca bitter, that shit is on another level. And I remember when I took ayahuasca that time, I was the first person to drink. And I drank. And the experience was nice. They had the icaros, they were singing, they were playing music. I thought it was very helpful. There was people that started to like flip out and stuff next to me. I don't really like group tripping. Like, when I go on my mushroom journeys, I go by myself in the dark and I do it total Terrence McKenna heroic dose energy. And I go within and it's quiet and I'm in the dark and I'm just doing me. I like that kind of tripping. I wish I could be by myself. I don't want to be with others. I feel like you're so susceptible to people's energy and stuff. So I don't really want that, but I'm going to take it. Just off the fact that I'm going to be in the sacred land of the Inca. And I'm going to be there. And I'm going to be on those ley lines. And I'm going to be tapping into the energy. And I'm going to be just, and I just feel that you need to trust the timing of your life because nothing happens for no reason. There's always a reason. And there's no coincidence. So I'm super excited. I'm nervous. But anyways, I was the first person to take that drink, my cup. And as it went around and it went through and cycled through everybody there, by the time it got back to me, I was the first one to start throwing up. So there was no like dieta or pre-cleansing of the body or anything like that. And maybe because I've taken the steps to kind of prepare myself this time, maybe the throwing up won't be like that. But I felt, first of all, the throwing up takes a lot energetically. But then the ayahuasca itself, it was heavy. And I didn't know that you were supposed to drink more because you threw up what you had in you, that you were supposed to take more. It was my first time. And I was so knocked on my ass by the throwing up and the the heaviness of the experience of the tea that I kind of tapped out and I was like, I don't want to drink. I'm and I didn't have any visions. I didn't really have any kind of um there was not really anything profound that took place. It was very light, whatever I felt. I don't remember seeing much at all. I probably had very light things going on in my head, but it wasn't anything significant. And this is coming from me, who is a seasoned, tripper. I'm a seasoned psychonaut. So this is going to be exciting because I know this is going to be a completely different experience. And I look forward to documenting as much as I can. It means a lot to me, the timing of this journey. My mom, who passed away coincidentally about 7 years ago. And I think I did do this journey after her death. That's when I started. That's when I tried ayahuasca that first time. Um, Her birthday was January 23rd. And the anniversary of her death is March 8th. And I'll be going February 1st to the 13th. So this means a lot. I'm still healing. I'm still going through a lot. I want to be a better person. I want to grow more. I want divine guidance. I want understanding of my purpose on this planet. I want a deeper understanding of who I am and my significance. I want to give back to others. I want to give back to the planet. And I want to connect with the spiritual realm. And I remember that my first interest in psychedelics came from me wanting to communicate with extraterrestrials. That's what I thought got me into wanting to explore psychedelics. But little did I know that this was part of my path, that I would be a curandera in my own right. And working with these plants was part of my evolutionary purpose. And one day I will be working with others with these plants. And one day I will be helping others find their way. And I'm being forged